All right, so this is another one of my impromptu, real quick, oh hell no segments. So hopefully I'm not going to make it too long, but just real quick. I ran across a movie on one of my restless nights where there was a car that was built. So, just real quick, I'm naming this particular segment of Oh Hell No. This is about the controllers of technology. So, in this particular movie, it is about a man named Tucker, and he made a car named Tucker. And so, this is off of the historical vehicle, but there's actually a movie about it. I was caught it halfway through. It was really, really good. But Preston Tucker's entrepreneurial spirit, ingenuity, and unrelenting positivity led him to develop an innovative automobile that stood on the foundation of questionable business decisions in the first installment of a new series looking at short lived automobile marques and models. Glenn Art takes a look at the groundbreaking vision and initial glitches behind Tucker's legendary car. So, the story of Preston Tucker is a classic David and Goliath tale. In the 1988 film Tucker, The Man in His Dream, Hollywood portrayed Tucker as a man with grit, genius, and determination, an automobile visionary who took on the establishment and finally the American legal system that ultimately caused his undoing. We love Tucker's tale because of what could have been had he, Alex Tremulous, and other hardworking folks in the background been able to at least get the car to market to see whether it would have panned out or not. So basically, what his dream was for all new post-war cars started in 1946 when he proposed a torpedo shaped car powered by hydraulic drive system, which turned out to be too far in advance. Now, check this out, too far in advance of technology of the day. So instead of giving up, however, Tucker merely went back to the drawing board, having designed a gun turret that became invaluable to the war effort for the United States and Allied militaries during World War II. Tucker had engineering expertise. Thanks to an earlier collaboration with famed race car fabricator Henry Miller, he also had the know-how. What he needed was money for a factory. After the government agreed to lease him a massive decommissioned B-29 engine factory outside of Chicago, Tucker and his associates began attracting investors and setting up a dealer network. In order to take advantage of the post-war seller's market, as well as to establish a name for himself in hyper-competitive industry, Tucker believed his car of the future had to be developed, engineered, designed, and tooled up within 2 years, a nearly impossible task. Okay, so I'm not going to go into the early glitches and all of that, but what he got right out of this, his 1948 sedan proved faster than the competitors, just as roomy, and had more unique features, including an aluminum liquid cool flat six rear engine, four-wheel independent suspension, and a padded dashboard. It also had a reverse gear. Tucker's 48 plan for production had many other features well ahead of competition or competitors. This including pop-out windshields to keep from cutting people, proved to have worked in high-speed rollover wrecks on the proving grounds with one of the pre-production jobs. Safety door releases inside, no protruding knobs ready to poke a passenger in a wreck, and a padded escape cellar area instead of a dashboard for the front passengers to duck down into if a wreck impeded. Okay, let me see what else it had on here. I know, guys, y'all would eat this stuff up. Car guys and car women too that really knows the cars. All right, I'm trying to see what else it has. Okay, it could accelerate from 0 to 60 in 10 seconds. And then got all the way up quickly to 105 miles per hour. So only 51 of the cars were made before he was forced to shut down in 1949, thanks to negative publicity surrounding the investigation by the Security and Exchange Commission, which charged Tucker with stock fraud. Tucker was ultimately found innocent of all charges, but the damage to his dream of owning an automobile company was done. All right, so flash forward to now, and one can only wonder, could Tucker have planned 1949 Talesman two-door sports coupe and stayed competitive against Detroit convertible hardtop, then coming into vogue? Tremulous wrote later that the 1949 sedans were going to have a wraparound rear window, much like the 1963 to 1967 Corvette. What if Tucker could have developed the planned automatic transaxle and gotten into production ahead of the established companies such as Ford, Packard, and Studebaker, which also developed automobiles in this era? Would the powerful 166 horsepower car have flopped on the marketplace? Sadly, we'll never know. Okay, so again, this is about Preston Tucker. You can go check out the movie Tucker, the Man in His Dreams. Now, again, this man was way ahead of his time in 1949, and he was purposely sabotaged by the big three establishment car companies, the big three car companies, with the support of the government. Okay? So they pretty much smeared his reputation, and ultimately his car was put on the shelf, per se. It never went to production. But guess what? Some of the same features that he had developed in 1949 wind up being used in the 60s. And those features, of course, are still being used today. All right. So this is not the first instance of how we have the hidden hand who are the controllers of technology. Another example is, it's a great documentary out called Who Killed the Electric Car? And it's a 2006 documentary that talks about the limited commercialization and how they destroyed, coming to market, the battery electric vehicle. Okay? Specifically, the General Motors EV, that EV means electric vehicle, one of the mid-1990s. This film explores the role of automobile manufacturers, the oil industry, the federal government of the United States, the California government, batteries, hydrogen vehicles, and consumers in limiting the development and adoption of this technology. So if you watch this particular documentary, you're going to see that the concept cars that were released and a couple that were bought They literally force those folks to turn back over their vehicles. Even the people that paid for their vehicles. Now, of course, they paid them back out and all of that jazz. And the people protested. They put up a big stink, and the federal government and the courts backed up the big three manufacturers, in this case, GM, to come and pick those people's cars up. All right? So this is yet another clear example of hidden hands controlling when technology is released. Because in this particular instance, it was all about, oh, it's too early to cripple the oil industry. We can't have this electric car thing go this mainstream. And now here we are, fast forward 2021 on this Gregorian Roman calendar. And now Tesla is all of the big rage. Well, it's been proven time and time again that technology is not new. The only thing I could possibly see new with the Tesla technology is the self-driving. But the whole concept itself of an electric vehicle, he definitely wasn't the forerunner, and neither was Honda with their Prius. And who's to say that before the 1990s, I'm sure folks can find examples. I think I remember something in the 30s where a guy was able to run a car on water. Okay, these are the things that someone, a hidden hand, something is behind the scenes determining when technology will be released. And it has crippled the society. Now, in the case of the electric cars, or the example I gave with the car being able to run on water, just think of how far we would be from saving the environment from the toxins that are released due to oil. Okay? So these are just things we need to be aware of, just like with Tesla himself. All right? Tesla was way ahead of his time regarding wireless technology, regarding harnessing the natural energy from the ether in the air and in the ground. He was way ahead of his time. But the hidden hand decided to back Edison's idea, and I don't even believe that was his idea. I believe it was handed to him. And Tesla's idea was suppressed. Fast forward 2021, a couple of weeks ago, we literally had an entire state brought down to its knees, Texas, based on the old Edison's technology that is hundreds of years old. Versus if we were using the natural ether technology that, Tesla created a couple of hundred years ago, that would have never happened. And some of us feel that Tesla's technology was actually used more than likely throughout the 1500s, 1600s, and something happened around the 1700s where technology was stripped or hidden, and all of a sudden you see horse and buggies. Now, this is information that the mudflood community has brought forward, showing you pictures of the architecture and showing you how advanced it was. You're talking electric walkways. Yeah, you know those airport walkways that just came out maybe a couple of decades ago? They showed where that technology was used in the world fairs. We're talking electric scooters. And those are just a few. Just a few things. So the hidden hand are controlling the technology. Okay? And it is much, much deeper than profit. It's much, much deeper than profit. I believe it is linked to the frequency and the consciousness of the people. Okay? So I just wanted to bring this to everyone's attention. I definitely don't want to make this long, but once again, if you get a chance, opportunity, check out those documentaries. The one is called Tucker, The Man in His Dream. It came out in 1988. The other one is Who Killed the Electric Car. It is a 2006 documentary. And you can also do just a quick search on how the car industry itself every year mass produce cars that will never sell. And they literally have across the country, I call them car graveyards of just new cars that just go to literally die because there is a surplus. Okay, this is the sickness of capitalism and the wastefulness and how it is harming the planet and the people. Okay, so check that out also. I wish everyone well. Have a great day. Peace and love.